Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster. Even though I'm a little unwell, I thought I would try and record a puzzle that I've been told should be quite tricky. This is Plus Minus One by Math Pesto. This one has been in my queue for a very long time, but I've got a bit of time because I'm a bit unwell, so I thought I would give it a try. See whether I can get through the brain fog. So, what do we have? This one's a bit weird. I've been doing this a lot recently. Yeah, we'll see how we go. So, you're here for genuine. I'm trying to be genuine. I'm just finding everything in the world. The world is an uncomfortable place. I mean, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. But I'm just finding everything is just a bit strange to me right now. Anyway, let's have a look at puzzle. Puzzle. Let's focus on the puzzles that way. Let's focus on the puzzle. So normal Sudoku rule. So Plus Minus One by Math Pesto, been in the queue for a while. I think I've covered all this. Let's look at the rules. So normal Sudoku rules apply in every box, in every row, and in every column. The digits 1 to 9 get placed without repetition. Values along purple lines comprise a set of non-repeating consecutive numbers in any order. So the numbers that are placed on purple lines will be a non-repeating set of consecutive numbers in any order. So for example, if this was a 3, it would be perfectly fine for these to be 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 is consecutive. They couldn't be 3, 4, 6 because 3, 4, and 6, if you take them off and sort them, are not a consecutive run, and they must be non-repeating. So for example, if we look at this line here, if this was a 1, these would have to be 2 and 3 to go 1, 2, 3. Or, thinking about it from the overall rule set, these could be 0 and 2. This could be possible in this puzzle, and we will go to that sort of in a way. So yeah, we will get to that in a moment. A black dot joins two values in a 1 to 2 ratio. So a 1 to 2 ratio on these means that and values is important here as well. So one digit must be double the other. It doesn't say that two dots, not all dots are necessarily given, which is perfectly fine because we're not also saying that all lines are necessarily given. So all we know is this is positive information. Now, here's where the rules get weird, and I don't think I've ever done one of these before. There is exactly one Napdeinben cell in each row, column, and box. A digit in a Napdeinben cell has its value either increased or decreased by exactly 1. E.g., a 3 becomes either a 2 or a 4. Each digit appears in a Napdeinben cell exactly once. However, it is permissible for 2 digits to become modified to the same value, such as both 5 and 7 becoming 6. So, in each row, in each column, and in each box, there will be one Napdeinben cell. In the Napdeinben cells, there will be a unique set of the digits 1 to 9, and each of those digits may be modified up or down by 1. Absolutely weird. I have no idea how this is going to work, and those ones will affect the Renban and the dots. So, restarted the puzzle, restarted timer, no idea. Let's give this a shot. This, I think, is where I start, because this is an 11-digit Renban line. So with 11 digits, it must be 0 through 10. It has to be 0 through 10 because I can't get lower than 0 and I can't get higher than 10. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 11 digits, and this is an 11-digit line. So this is 0 through 10. So there are 2 Napdeinben digits on this. So there are no Napdeinben digits, and there's 2 in 2 boxes. There are no Napdeinben digits here. There must be 1, so there must be a Napdeinben digit here. So there's no Napdeinben digits here. So the Napdeinben digit in these must be the 1 and the 9. So the 1 will go to a 10, the 9 will go to a 10, and the 1 will go to a 0. But there must be a 1 that goes to a 0, and there must be a 1 that counts as a 1. So there must be a 1 and a 9 up here, because there must be a 1 in here that counts as a 1 or a 0, and there must be a not. Right. So on this line, we need to have a 10. The only thing that could count as a 10 is a 9. We must also have a 9, but we can't have an 8 count as a 9 because we must also have a 1 in here that counts as a 0, and that's going to take up the 2 Napdanben digits. So the 0 and the 9 take up 2, so I can't modify any other digit. So we've got a 1 through 9 natural, and we've got a 0 and a 10, which are coming from the 1 and the 9 because nothing else can count for them. So there are 2 1s and 2 9s in here, so there's a 1 and a 9 up here. Can I put a 9 on a black dot? I can't normally, but if it's a 9 Napdanben, no, it can't be a 9 Napdanben because a 9 Napdanben is down here turning into a 10. So it can't be a 9 Napdanben, and it'd have to be a 9. It'd have to be a 9 original, and it can't be a 9 original because a 9 original only has a ratio of 4.5 or 18, and I can't get that high. There's no 9 there. There is a 9 here. There is a 1 natural. No. The 1 is natural. This is a 1-3 pair. The 1 has to be natural because the 1 down here is the Napdanben turning into a 0. So I can't have another 1 on a Napdanben. So this is a 1 and a Napdanben cell. But the 1 has to go next to a 2 on its ratio dot. And the only thing that can become a 2, it'd be a 1 or a 3. But there has to be, because this isn't the Napdanben. And the 1 isn't the Napdanben. So I have a 1 and a Napdanben cell, or a KD cell. I'm just going to call them KDs. There's a KD cell that isn't the 1 that has to count for a value of 2. The only thing that can count for a value of 2 is a 1 or a 3. So this is a 1-3 pair. And the 3 is the KD cell. And this is a 1-2. So this has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 line. But that doesn't necessarily force anything, because while this is 1, 2, 3, 4, these could be from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because, well, I can't put another 1 on the line because a 1 would need to be modified. Otherwise, I'm repeating the 1. The 3 becomes a 2, but I could put a 2 here that becomes a 3. The 3 here would be a natural 3, which could work. A 4 would count as the 4. A 5 could become a 4. So these are from 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 is up here in one of those. And I can't put a 9 on a black dot because a 9 would need to be modified to go on a black dot. Because the other side can't be modified to become 4.5 or 18. So 9 is in one of those 3. Now with 9 on this, we know that this has to be 8, 7, or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. But we may be able to modify to get to that. Now the digits that have already been Napdanbened are 1, 3, and 9. What can be on this? This could be 1, 2. I can't do 0, 0. So it's 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8, or 5, 9, counting as 5, 10. If this is 2, now the 3 here counts as a 2. So if this is 2, it's counting as a 3, and this is a 6. This can never be a 9. This is not the 9. 9 is in one of those two, because I can't put 9 on a black dot. So 9 is in one of those two. So 9 is on one of these two. So this is 9, 8, 7, 6, because remember, 6 could be modified up to a 7. But this is 9, 8, 7 in value. There's no 9 here. This is 9, 8, 7 in value, but the 6 could be modified up to a 7. But if this is 2, it'd be modified to 3, making this 6. If this is 3, it would be down to 2 or up to 4. So this would be 2 or 4 if it's 2, 4, or 5. Or 2, 3, 4. No, if it's 2, it's 3, and this is 6. If it's 3, 4, or 5, it counts as 2 or 4. 2 would be 1, so this would be 1, 2, 4, or 8. It's not that helpful, is it? I think I'm missing a fundamental truth about this puzzle. I know there's a 9 in here, but I could do 5, 9 here. This is the only line I can put a 9 on the black dot, because I know the Napdaneben 9 is here. This could be 1, 3. No. If I put a 1 here, I don't think I can put a 1 here. Because if I put a 1 here, this would have to count as 2, but the 2 on the line is counted as here. So this is not a 1. Oh, yeah, this is not a 1, because this can't be a modified 1. Sorry, this is melting my brain. Do I need a Napdaneben, a KD on that line? I can't put a 1 on this. 9876543. I can't put a 1 on this line at all. There is a 1 over here. And it's not modified. Because I can't put a 1 here. And I can't put a 1 on this, because even if a 1 is modified up to a 2, and it couldn't be, because the 1 modification is down here. Right, so... And the 3 on this line is natural. The 3 on this line is natural. 9876543. No, it could be a 4. It could be a 4 modified down to a 3. So I could put a 4 here modified down to a 3. No, I can't. It'd be a 4 here modified down to a 3. And then I could put a 4 here. And that would put a 4 in here. The 2 in this is either a 2 or a 3. And then the 4 is either a 4 or a 5. This can't be a 5. Because for this, I know if it was 5, 4, this, if 5 modified down to a 4, this would be an 8. Oh, which could mean it could be a 7 as well. No, that is... It could be a modified 7. Oh, yeah. No, it couldn't be. But if this is a 4, this could be a modified 7. So I could go 4, 7 here. And then this could be 1, 3. And that could be 2. 1, 3. No, it couldn't be. Then how would this count as... Because that'd be 1... This is 1, 2. Oh, this... Okay, my mind is officially broken. There's 2 1s on... I've done the 2 1s and the 2 9s on this. Let's give me this 1, 3, 9. If I knew I needed... Like I need a KD in this column. This is the thing that seems most restricted, but I can't see. 2 can't go on this. 2 can't go here. Because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This 2 can't go here. 2 is in one of those 4. It feels like it's here, but this counts as 1, 2. This has to count as 3, 4. This has to count as 3, 4. So this has a value of 3 or 4. So this has a value of 6, 2, or 8. It can't be a 1 to 2, but it could be a 3 to 2. It could be a 5 to 6, a 7 to 6, or a 7 to 8. That's too many options. I know there are 2 9s on, is it this cell? Because I know there's 2 9s and 2 1s on this line. So there's a 1 and a 9 in here. The 1, 3, I've only got 1 3 on this line. There's a single 3 on this line. And I can't put 3 in there. So the 3 is in here. Hang on. There's 2 1s. Right. There's 2 1s, 2 9s, and then a single of each digit. But I can't put 3 here. So the 3 is on this line down here. So I can't put a 3 in here. This is a 3. That's incredibly... So now 3 is down here. I know there's 1 and 9 in here, one of which is counting for 0, one of which is counting for 10. And there's a 1 and a 9 in here. Oh, sorry, there's a 1 and a 9 in here. There's a 1 and a 9 in here. And between 2 of them, one of them is counting as 0, one of them is counting as 10. I can't put the 0 on here, but I could put the 10 on here with 5. And this still could be 3, 6. Because I could use 2 or 4 as the 3. How do you get any traction on this? This is a 5-cell line. So it must have a 5 on it. No, actually it doesn't. Yes, it does. It must have a 5 on it. No other digit can go above. Every other number must be 1 to 9, because the only digit that could go down below, can go out of 1 to 9 is 1 and 9, and the 1 and the 9 are placed down here. So this is playing within 1 and 9. So it must have a value of 5 on it somewhere, but it doesn't have to have a digit of 5 on it. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and the 6 could be counting as the 5. But I couldn't put the 5 here. So the value of 5 is counting in here, but the digit 5 could go here, and then I could put a 6 here, counting as the value of 5. But that doesn't work. Right. Because if I put the 6 in, right, if I put the 6 in here, the 5 would have to go in one of these two because I couldn't put the 5 here. I can't put a 5 here. If I put a 5 here, it's counting as a 4, and then I can't put a 5 on this line. There's no 5 here. If I put a 5 here, it's counting as a 4, and then how do I get a 5 on this line? I can't do it because I'd need to use a KD cell to get a 5 onto this line, and I don't have a KD cell because I've used a 5 down here to count as the 4. There's no 5 on this line. It doesn't force a 5 onto this line, but it means that I can't use a 5 as a KD down here. Because then I'm using both the 5 and a KD, and that breaks this line. But I think I can still do 1, 2, 3, 4 here using a KD to get either the 3 or the 4. So this could be 2, 4, counting as 3, 4. It could be 3, 4, counting as 3, 4. That means I have to have a 3 on here, doesn't it? No, 2, 4, 3, 4. I can't do 2, 3 counting as 3, 4. There must be a 3 on here. Because if I don't include a 3, no, hang on, that's not right. 2, 3 could count, 2, 4 could count as 3, 4. 3, 4 could count as 3, 4. But 2, 3 can't count as 3, 4. And this has to be 3, 4. So there must be a 4 on here. But there must be a 4 on this line. There must be a 4 on this line because 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. There must be a 4 on this line. But could I use another digit counting as a 4? Like, could I put 2 5s on this line and have one of them count as a 4? Like a 5 here and a 5 here. So I don't think I can force 4 into here because I could go 5, 5. One of the 5s counts as the 4 for the line and still put a 4 down here. I think that works. Because otherwise I have to put a 4 in here and that restricts that black dot. I've done the Napdenban on 1, 3, and 9. Man, I'm 20 minutes into the puzzle. I haven't figured anything out yet. I'm an idiot at times. Sorry, this one is way outside my experience. I don't know how to do this. It's got to be this. There is a 4 here. So if there's no 9 on this line, how do I make it work? Because I can't use multiple Napdenban, KD Daneban, it's Daneban. I can't use multiple KD cells on the line. So if I don't use a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. How would I make this 8, 7, 6, 5, 4? I'd have to use something as the 4. And it would have to be a 3. So this would be 2, 4. that doesn't work because this would be 2, 4. This has to be natural, doesn't it? Or correction, there must be a 9 on the line is what I'm coming to from this. Because if I don't use a 9, man, this is nuts. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments about, you didn't prove this sufficiently. If I don't use a 9 on the line, then it's 87654. Or if I use 8 counting as 9, how then do I get the 8? Because I can't use a 7 as an 8, and I can't use an 8 as an 8. So I can't use something else as the 9 and make the line work. And if I don't use a 9, how do I make the line work? Because it's 87654. But I can't use a natural 4. So this would be 87654. And this would be a 9. But I couldn't use a 4, so it'd have to be a 3 as a 4. So this would be 2, 4. But to make this 2, 4 to make this work, because this is actually 3, 4 for the value, I'd need another KD cell, and that doesn't work. I'm pretty certain this has to be the natural 9. And with that being a natural 9, these values are 8, 7, 6, and 5. So the values are 8, 7, 6, 5. But are they natural? If I don't use a natural 8, how do I make it work? I could use a 7 as an 8, but how do I get the 7? Because I couldn't use a 7, so I must use a natural 8. I think they have to be natural. Because if I don't use a natural 8, how do I get... I'd use a 7 as an 8, and then how do I get the 7? Because I don't have a 7 and I don't have a natural 7. So I must use a natural 8. If I don't use a natural 7, then I ask the question about 7. If I don't use a natural 7, I could use a 6 as a 7, but then how do I get the 6? Well, I'd have to use a 5 as a 6, but then how do I get the 5? So I have to use a natural 7. Same with the 6. And then with 5, if I don't use a natural 5, how do I get the 5? I can't use the 8, 7, or the 6. I'd have to use a 4, but the 4 is down here. This has to be all natural. That's weird. So I can't put a 5 or a 7 natural on a black dot. That's 6, 8. This is not 6, 8. This is 5, 7. So this has to be 3 or 4, but I knew that because this is a 3, 4 virtual pair. So it counts as 3, 4, whatever the values are. And this is 3, 4. This could be a 2 counting as a 3 or a 3. So this is either 2, 4 or 3, 4, and whichever a 2 or 3 is done in here is counting as a 3. 1 is in one of those two, but I can't put 1 on this line. This is the 1, and this is a 2, 3, 4 triple without there being a 4. Now, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. This could be a modified 2, though. So whichever the 2 is in here is the modified 2. Because if I put 2 here, it has to be modified up to a 3. If I put 2 here, it has to be modified up to a 3. So whatever is happening here is a 2 modified up to a 3. This is natural. And these got the NapDen variant, and these are all natural. And this counts as 3. So these are natural 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I can't put 4 in any of those. This is crazy. Hang on, that has to be a 3. Yeah. So wherever the 2 goes in here counts as a 3. So there's 2 3s in here by value. Oh, this is nuts. Does that have to be natural? I'm not going to put that 3, 4 there because this could be something else modified. The value is 3, 4. Four is now in here. So 4 is over here, which means I cannot put 4 down here. But I've got a modification here. So I could still make this 2, 4 by putting 2, 5 here and having the 5 count. No, I can't modify in here. This has to be natural. No, it doesn't. This could be 5, 9. But the only thing that could go on this black dot with a KD cell is 5, 9. Because the modifications in here are 1 to 0 and 9 to 10. So this is either 5, 9, 1, 2, can't be 2, 4 or 4, 8, or 3, 6. They're the only possibilities. This is breaking my brain. This 1 is making this the 3 and this the 1, and we know 3 is the KD cell. This is natural. So this is not a KD cell. None of these are KD cells. So this can't be the 2 modified up to a 3. One of those 2 is a KD cell. One of these is a KD cell. Oh, the 3 makes that the 4. There's no 4 here. One of these is a KD cell. If this is a 2, this is a 6, because if this is a 2, it counts as a 3. If it's a 3, it counts as a 3. This is a 6, this is an 8. This has to count as a 4. So it's 3, 4, or 5. There's no 6 or 8 up here. This is 7, 9. The 7 could count as an 8. But if it's the same rule, isn't it? If the 7 counted as an 8, what would that be? Because if this was a 7 counting as an 8, that would need to be a 7, and I can't make it a 7. There'd be 2 7s. So this has to be natural, which means this is the 8. The 7, this is a natural 7, 8, 9. One of those 2 is the KD cell. And I'm not sure which. But there's an 8 in one of those 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are from 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are from 2, 4, 5. There is a 3 in one of those 2. But if this is a this has to be the 3. If this is a 3, it's modified to a 4, but then this has to be a 2, which is modified to a 3, and that doesn't work. This is the 3, which is natural. And this is the 2, which becomes the 3. That's the KD cell. There's no KD in here. This is the KD cell, which means cannot be a 4. This is a 3 or a 5. The 3 makes this the 5, and there's no 5 down here. This is a 2, 4 pair, which means there's a 2 in one of those 2. There's a 5 down here. This is nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, this is a 5, 7, and this is 2, 6, because the 7 has to go down here. 7 in this column has to be down here. So these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So these are 1, 3, and 4. There is a 9 over here, which is also natural. That can't be the 9. because there's nothing I can do here to make it work. Nine here would make this 9876, but one of those could potentially be modified. This weird odd thing, but I don't think it could be modified. If that was a 9, that would have to be a natural 9876, because if I modified it, I could possibly make the 5 into the 6. No, I couldn't. So if this is a 9, this would all be natural, because I couldn't turn the 7 into an 8. Because then what do I do to make the 7? I couldn't turn the 6 into a 7. I've already used the KD in the box. And I wouldn't have another 7 to make it work. So if this is a 9, all of this becomes natural. And that would have to be a 1, because I couldn't do 1, 2 here. This would be 9876. The 6 would be here. This would be 7, 8. So it would be 9, 8, 7, 9, 8, 6, 7. That would be 4. And that doesn't work. This can't be a 9. Because, let me show you. This would be 9. The 8 would have to go in one of those two. The 6 would have to go here. So this would be 7, 8. But this would all have to be natural. Because if I didn't make it natural, there's no way I could fill the digits. Because if I make any of those digits non-natural, the only one I could make not natural would be the lowest digit, would be the 5. But the only way I could do that is by having a 5, and I don't have one because I've already used the 5 KD cell. So I can't put 7 on the black dot. These are all not natural. This would have to be the 8, which would make this the 4 because it is natural and I can't do it. So this can't be the 9. So I can roll this back. This can't be the 9. This is the 9, and one of these is a 1. This is crazy. I still don't understand it. If this is a 1, does all this have to be natural? I think it does. Because this would have to... Because it's the same logic. I couldn't... Well, first of all, 2, 3, and I couldn't make the 5 into a 4. So this would all be natural. This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4 natural. So this would be 1. These would be 2, 3, 4. That doesn't seem as restricted. This would be 2, 3, 4. But... I'm terrified I've made a mistake as well. I don't understand. "35 minutes, and I'm still trying to understand the basics of this puzzle." So I've used 1, 2, 3, 5, and 9. So in here, I've got to use 4, 6, 7, and 8. In KD cells. I get the feeling this is more powerful than I've given it credit for as well, but I don't understand how to use it. If this is 1, these would have to be a natural 2, 3. But this can't be a 1. If this is a 1, this would have to be a natural 2, 3. Because if this is a 1, there'd have to be a natural 2 on the line. Because I can't KD a 2 from anything. So there'd have to be a 2 on the line, but this would be a 2. So if this is a 1, where do I put the 2 on the line? This would be a 2, and I can't put a 2 on the line. This is not the 1. This is the 1. And now I have to put a 2 on this, a 3, and then I need a 4, which all have to be natural. The 2 has to be natural, the 3 has to be natural, and the 4 has to be natural because I can't get there from a 3 or a 5. This is a 2, 3, 4 natural. It's all natural. Now, this can't be a 2, because if this is a 2, this would have to be a 3 or a 4, but this is natural because of that 2. So this can't be a 2. This is a 3, this is a 6. Well, this is 5, 6, 7, 8. And it can't be, it's next to 3 or 4, so it can't be 5 or 7. This is 6 or 8. So the 5 and the 7 on this line are in here. So there's no 5, 7 here or here. This is 4, 6, 8. And that digit goes in here with that. This is gorgeous. So if this is 8, these are 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no 6 here. There's no 8 in either of those. This could be KD'd though. Nine is in one of those three. So I think the question I want to start with is, can this be a 9? 9, 8, 7. Maybe. Make this 4, 8. This would be 5, 6, 7. That all looks okay. This is melting my brain. These are all different. This is, I feel this line is way more powerful than I've given it credit for. Like way more powerful than I've given it credit for. One is in one of these three. Oh, this is a 5, 6, 7 triple. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. But I still need to KD something in that box. But it can't be 1, 2, or 3. This can't be a 5. Because if it was a 5, it would be natural. And I can't put a natural 5 on a black dot. No, I could, but only if it was a 9. But the only possibility of putting a 9 happens down here. This is not a 5. I still need to put a 7. A 7 could become a 6 or an 8, which would allow a 3 or a 4 there. Hang on. So if this is a 6... No. Right. This can't be a 6. Because if this is a 6, this has to be a 7 and it has to be KD'd. If this is a 6, what's that? If this is a 6, it can't be KD'd to a 5 or a 7 because a 5 or a 7 can't go on a black dot. I mean, a 5 could with a 9, but that it doesn't work because of the fact that the 9 is KD'd down here. So 5, 10 doesn't work. I can't put 7 on here because I can't KD anything. So if this 6 is natural, it has to get KD'd. Oh, this could go 6, 4. This could go 6 with 4. So if this is a 6, this is a 4, which gets KD'd down to a 3. If this is a 7, it has, if this is a 7, this becomes the KD cell. And this would also have to be a 4, because I couldn't go 6, 3. If the 7 got KD'd down to a 6, this would be a 3, and it can't be. So it'd have to get KD'd up to an 8, and this would have to be a 4. This is always a 4, which means this is not a 4. So this is either 7. So there is a KD, and this can't be a KD cell. Sorry, there's no KD in any of these. So this is a natural 4, which means this has to be the equivalent of an 8, and it can't be an 8. And because it can't be a low digit. So this is a 7 KD'd up to an 8, and none of these are KD cells, and none of them are 7s. Sorry, none of them are KD cells. Not yellow, grey. There's no KD in any of those. This can't be a 9 anymore, because the 9 couldn't be KD, and these would have to be 8, 7, but I can't put 7 on the line. There's no 9 here anymore. 8, 7, 6. Well, the 7 makes this the 5 and this the 7. Yeah, the 7 is down here. So this can't be 8, 7, 6 anymore. Unless I put a 6 in here as a KD cell and I make both of those 6s. No, I can't do it. 8, 8, 6. That could work. I could go 8, 8, 6, making the 8 here the KD cell, and that would count as 8, 7, 6. But there's no KD in any of those. This is breaking my brain. The 5 is making this the 6. So this is the 8, this is the 4, this is a 2, 3. Now this has to be a 7, but it can't be a 7, so it has to be a KD cell. So it has to be a 6 or an 8, and it can't be a 6. This is 8, 8. And there's no 8 in any of those. This is a 5, 6, 7 triple, which means there's no 6 here. This is a 4, 8. This is so cool. The 4 here takes 4 out of those. 3 is up here. 1 is in one of those 3 cells, but it could be the real 1 here, and then there could be the 1 turning into a 0 over here. Or the 1 could be here turning into 0, and this could be a natural 1 too. I don't know. Four is in here. This is the 5. So these are 2, 3, and 9. Oh man, I'm sorry everyone. I'm trying my best. 2, 5, 6, and 7 in here. There's no 5 or 7 there. There's no 6 there. There's no 2 there. These aren't KD cells. These aren't KD cells. So the digits I still need to put on KD cells. There's a 1 down here. There's a 9 down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4 is in here. 5 and the 6 is in here. So there's a 6 in one of those, and there's a 4 in one of those. And the 4 in here is a KD cell. The 6 isn't here. The 6 is on this line as a KD cell. Because I can't put... That's got to be right. Yeah, because I've put the 1 and the 9 are down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 4 and the 6 are up here, but this 4 means that the 4 is in here and the 6 is in here. And the 6 has to be the KD cell, and it has to be here. So the KD cell is in one of those two, not one of those two. So that means that neither of these are the KD cell. KD cell is in one of those two, which is a 1 or a 9 in here. And there's a 6 in here that counts as either a 5 or a 7. Which means this can't be a 3. Oh, no, it could be. No, it can't be, because then this would have to be 3, 4, 5. That can't be a 3, because I can't get up there. This would be 3, 4, 5, but I don't have a 4 available. There's no 3 there. And there's a 4 in here as a KD cell. Which is lining up with the 4 down here. I can't put 4 in any of those. I can't put 4 in any of those. 4 is in there. That is a 4. Holy cow. I am way outside my comfort zone here. I so want to push the button and see if I'm right. Because I still don't know how I get out of this loop. There's a 1 or a 9 in here. This is a 6 that counts as a 5 or a 7. If it's a 5, I wouldn't have a 6 available. So if the 6 here counted as a... If the 6 here counted as a 5, how would I go up? I couldn't. Because I couldn't go 5, 6. Because the 6 has been used and I couldn't use a KD. So it'd have to go 5, 4, 3. And I don't have a 3 on the line. Because I can't put a 3 here. And if I put a 3 here, this would have to go 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait. Maybe I can put a 3 here. Because this would go 3, 4, 6. But I don't have a 4 available. No. This can't be a 6 counting as a 5. This is a 6 counting as a 7. It's a 6 counting as a 7, and it then can't go down. Because what do I... So this is a 7, 8, 9 line. So this is 6, 8, 9. With the 6 counting as a 7. There's no 6 here. There's no 8 here. This is the 9. This is a 6, 8 pair. There's no 6 here. The 9 looks across, making that the 7 and that the 9. That has to be true. I can't see any other way it works. 9 is now in one of these 3, but this is natural. I can't make that on a 4 line. 4, 5, 6, 7 is the highest I could make it. So there's a 6 here counting as a 7. There's no 9 down here. This is the 1. So this isn't the 1. There is a 1 on the KD down here counting as a 0. So there's a 1 up here. 1 is down here counting as a 0. And there's a 9 in one of those. This could be 5, 9. Four is up here, counting as either 3 or 5. If it counts as 5, it can't go on the dot. But if it counts as 3, it could go 3, 6 here. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4 is down here. So what can this be? It can't be 1, 2, 3. It can't be 4 because 4 is down here. It can't be 4. So 5, it can't be 6, 7. This is only 5 or 7. It can't be 5. This is a 7. So this is a 5. Taking 5 out of those. So this is 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 9. This is a 4, 9. And the 9 is the natural 9. Five in this box. 5 can't be in any of those or there. That's the 5. That's the 3. This is a 1, 2. Which means this is the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an 8, which is the natural 8. These are 1, 2, 7. The 1 on here counts as a 0. There's no 6 here. Hang on, 9 is in one of those two, and 9 has to be down here to be in a KD cell. I can't put 9 in any of those or any of those. I can't put 9 there or there. This is the 9. Okay. This 3 makes this the 1. There's no 1 here. So these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 6, 8. But this can't be 8, because this is natural line. This is natural. 4, 5, 6, 7 is as high as it can get. This can't be an 8. So the 2, 6 pair makes this the 8, which makes that the 4 and that the 8. There's no 4 in those, so there's no KD in there. And this does it. The KD is in here, so there's no KD in here. So the 9 KD is in here, and this becomes a 5-9 pair, because the 9 KD counts as a 10. There's no 5 here. There's no 9 here. This is the 9. How do I resolve this? Can this be 4, 3, 2, 1? Because the 4 could count as a 3. Oh, this 8 makes this the 6, which makes this the 8, which means this is the KD. This is not the KD. This is not the KD. This is the KD, which means that's a 4, which means it either counts as a 3 or a 5. And it can't be a 5 because I can't put a 5 on a black dot without that being a 9, and we know the 9 is down here. So this is counting as a 3, which makes that the 6. Which makes that the 2 and that the 6. The 4 makes this the 3 and this the 4. The 2 is looking back, making this the 1 and this the 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5 that hasn't been placed in the row. The 6 makes this the 2. So 2, 3, 4. This is 1 or 5, and it can't be the 5. This is the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 and 7 go into those. This is gorgeous. The 6 looks down, making that the 7, taking 7 out of those. This is a 5, 6. The 5 looks down, making this the 6 and this the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, and 7. These are 2, 3, and 7. I can't put 3 in either of those, so that's the 3. So these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 1 and 6. So the 1, 6 looks up saying that's not the 1, that's the 1. 7 is looking up, making that the 3 and that the 7. 3 is looking down, making that the 2 and that the 3, which makes that the 2 and that the 3. Still hasn't fallen apart, has it? But this 8 makes this the 6 and this the 8, which makes this the 1 and this the 6, which means this is not the 1, this is the 1. And we know the 1 was the KD cell. So this is not the KD cell. So this is not the KD cell, this is the KD cell, which is the 9 counting as the 10. Which means this is the 4 and this is the 9, which makes that the 2 and that the 4, which makes that the 7 and that the 2, which makes that the 7 and that the 2, and the 7 looks across, making that the 5 and that the 7, and that is the correct solution to the puzzle. Now, this has had 4,000 solves, so I expect this was solved by cracking the cryptic. No one told me that that was the case. So for people who've seen this puzzle before, I apologize. I will check. And if that's the case, tough. I'm posting this video anyway, because I spent an hour on it. This was how someone of my skill level solves it. I am not a world champion. I'm barely a room champion, and I'm the only person in the room. I'm in the room where this happened. So I will clearly state that I am the best person in this room at Sudoku. Outside this room, I do not make any claims. I am not claiming to be a world champion or the 5th best in the world at anything. So, you know, I'm barely the best Bremster in the world. Probably not. Actually, I'm not. I'm definitely not the best Bremster in the world. So, yay. So, I'm not trying to compete with anyone. I'm just trying to be me, and hopefully you enjoyed this video of me struggling. Let's go to colors and remove the gray. Me struggling with this puzzle, but I massively enjoyed it. This was great. Outside my comfort zone is sometimes fun, and this was outside my comfort zone, and it was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it too. Sorry if you found my struggles annoying. Leave comments to that regard. Please engage with the videos. Share my channel. For someone who's been doing, I've got 1,500 videos on the channel. I am so tiny. It's the small and tiny, teeny little channel. But I have fun doing what I'm doing. So yay. Thanks everyone for watching. And as always, good luck with your solving.